We are not actually kicked out of this game so far. We're actually in it. That's awesome. That's great. And we are on Deadwing. It's game number 1 in this last semifinals. The winner of the series will go on to face Alicia in the finals. They've already won some cash. They've already won some points that lead to that final, the monthly finals. But in the top right is the Green Terran. It is the teamless Journey.
And his opponent, spawning in the bottom left-hand corner of the map, is a red Zerg player, Penguin. Hoi, hoi, hoi. I know this isn't Catalina, but
Yeah.
I had to watch a little bit of that because I've just been so sad. I haven't been able to hear the intro.
I'm waiting for when they choose it.
Right?
Yeah. Um, yeah, so again, guys, if you're just tuning in, because I know Pro League just ended, so hopefully you tuned in just now and not when Fear Dragon was casting with his webcam. That'd be fantastic.
Yeah.
But we have a little less cool production than we usually do because Rifkin is actually at a wedding or something. I don't know, no passion, etc., etc. And I think the Korean server is actually what's causing me to lag because I'm not dropping frames. And usually I can stream perfectly fine, so I think it's just the
Mhm.
the server lag. But it is going to be
Yeah.
a little choppy. It's annoying for me, so I'm sure it's annoying for you. But Dems to breaks. This is the semifinals, so this is a best of 3 and then a best of 5. So very fast tournament. There, of course, a lot of people were at Pro League. They were watching Pro League. A couple people were sick apparently after checking in. So this went by real fast.
Yeah. But it's still kind of cool because, with Pro League O, I'm sure there's going to be a couple of people filtering in from that stream. Seeing, good old Base Tree TV is on, of course, Alima League. Really, really awesome event. So they're going to get to tune in for the semifinals, or, the second semifinals and the finals. So not the worst thing at the end of the day.
No, and it is a Terran in the finals or the semifinals. Yo, one Terran,
Yeah.
one Zerg, and one Protoss. That's what's
StarCraft
left.
is balanced. It's actually
Balance.
equally balanced. Exact balance. Because, usually it's like you think about top four and you're like, well, there's usually has to be two of each race. But no, Blizzard is balanced so well that there's actually only one of every race right now.
In a round of 4, yes. Uh,
It's a round of three right now, Zombie Girl. We already have a finalist.
but that is cool to see. We saw that yesterday too in Copa, remember? 111.
Yeah, yeah, that was super awesome. I'm actually really happy with how the racial distribution has been working out for like tournaments as of late.
Oh yeah.
Um,
Hey, how about that GSL? Eh? Eh?
oh my
All the
God.
Terrans? Eh? It's our day to shine again,
Yeah.
man.
As long as it doesn't go back to like Wings of Liberty levels of Tyrion, I'm okay with it. Actually, you know what? At the end of the day, I was still pretty happy with Wings of Liberty because I learned so much about TVT. That was actually a fun time to learn about TVT. I
TVT
don't know.
is the best.
I still enjoy it the most out of all the mirror matchups.
Yeah, hell yeah. Well, I like ZVZ Ling fights. I like the knife fights, but TVT
Oh,
still wins out against that
I
one.
love PvP over
Oh
TVT
my
or sorry,
god.
ZVZ. I actually think
You're a filthy
PvP is like one of the
Protoss.
most PvP is one of the most intricate mirror matchups ever. Like there is so much subtle stuff going on in that matchup.
Yeah, that's true. I'm gonna lay on like as nothing's really happening right now. These guys are doing everything you would expect to see.
Yeah,
I
yeah,
mean, Journey didn't Reaper expand, but you know whatever. Um, but I'm gonna lay on you, right? I think the reason everyone is frustrated with Protoss is the same reason that a lot of people are frustrated with StarCraft 2, in that a lot of the most impressive things happen in a not visible manner. So in Brood War, like fights would
yeah,
happen, you know, and the fights would be like very obvious, like oh that person controlled well, and then this person died and it lasted like 5 minutes. In StarCraft 2, it's all about positioning, like you know, mind games,
hmm
having the good build order, reacting. So I think
yeah,
Protoss got the short end of that stick, in that everything they do is about positioning and the mental aspect. So it doesn't really look impressive because like you know pew pew lasers, but like the
yeah.
positioning and all
It's
that is
decision
really
making, right?
intricate. Yeah.
Yeah, I
So
can actually definitely I actually think I would definitely agree with that a lot, and it's really interesting. As we are finally going to see the game start to pick up, but on that kind of like final note, I think that's really interesting because StarCraft 2 was sort of designed more with like the spectator perspective in mind, right? But at the end of the day, it's so hard to actually predict what exactly you're really going to want to show. Like, there's so many really flashy things about StarCraft, but we still have this issue where it's not flashy enough, I guess, or like the cool things that you want to do, or like the really interesting things aren't actually that showy. So I don't know. It's a really hard, I guess, design problem if you're trying to design an esport. But regardless, Hellions are moving across the map. Zombie Grub, what are these Hellions going to try and do over here?
Pretty much nothing. With two queens
Yeah,
there,
right.
they could technically try and bust through and get some or drone kills, but it's a very long trek. There's no drones to the third yet, so that's not a place to go. And then you gotta go all this way to the natural. Not really worth it. It would only be worth it because he would see a Baneling nest. Like, it'd be worth it just to get the scouting, but he doesn't know that, so he's not gonna try and suicide.
Yeah. Yeah, this is actually the thing about Deadwing. That third expansion just makes it so easy to defend. And Hellions are kind of darted forward. And actually, that was a really nice move. They moved forward and kind of scared Penguin, and he actually canceled the creep tumors. So he didn't kill off the creep tumors, but he kind of delayed creep spread without actually really losing any Hellions. That was actually a really small and subtle kind of maneuver.
Uh-oh. Journey has no idea this is happening. A later third is not uncommon. A 1/1 roach attack is also not uncommon, but he has no idea that Banelings are following this up. He thinks he's probably going to be fine with the full surround on the bunker with SCVs, but actually I think he saw the lings, so now he knows. Like, you don't get lings with the roach attack. You're going to get Banelings if you have lings.
Yeah, third expansion is going to be there, and that's just going to buy a little bit of time at least while the roaches maybe try and attack it, but... Oh, he's throwing down more bunkers. Zombie Grub, I'm not sure if bunkers are actually are they going to be able to finish up in time? I think they might just barely.
Yeah, they will actually. And the Widow Mines, he has to target fire. Oh, if he target fires! Oh, he only got 2. Okay, that's not great. Not great.
Another Widow Mine shot! Going up with the remainder of the Banelings, and actually that leaves only the roaches and a couple more Banelings are going to be filtering in. But the SCVs are pulled off the line. They're dying to these Banelings as well. The bunker is barely going to be holding with all the repair going down.
Oh no! Oh, more Banelings, more Banelings.
Oh. The bunker goes down. There's another bunker that just finished up, but so many SCVs have been lost right now. Zombie Grub, he's down to 29 SCVs. Still probably going to be losing a couple more. It looks like Journey is finally going to push this back. Well, Penguins actually, no, he's still making more and more Zerglings, but finally there's a round of 7 drones coming out after this. This is going to be the last wave of aggression, but Journey has taken so much damage already.
Yeah. What's really the problem right now is that his third command center is not grounded, so he can't start producing 3 SCVs at a time. If he tries, like he is, they're just gonna die. There you go.
Yeah, he just needs to float that back over or something. I think he needs to float that back over to his main base and start producing SCVs, because he needs to start doing something to replenish that SCV count.
Yeah. You know, it will skyrocket really quickly, though. I'm not actually sure that Penguin did enough damage. He killed 20 SCVs.
Really?
I like to say that 30... Actually, I've forgotten. I don't see all ins. I just don't end the game that often anymore. But I think 30 is when that becomes a tipping point where you did do enough damage with a 3-base terrain. 20, I'm actually not so sure, because you still have an army. Your medevacs are actually out right now, so you can start returning the damage, and you don't have mutas or upgrades.
Yeah, the layers actually pretty much started as soon as he stopped producing attacking units. So that layer is incredibly late. He's just now, as you were saying, like, doesn't have mutalisks. He's getting up the Spire now. The medevac drops could do a lot over here. There's only actually 1 medevac out for now. There's 3 medevacs just now popping out.
The Hellions were also retained miraculously. I mean, sometimes they get pot shots and then they die, but they usually do die with a Baneling all in. But these ones actually survive to become Hellbats. Oh, these Banelings. Oh, these Banelings. The Widow Mines. Oh, if the focus fire was there, that could have been beautiful. Oh well.
Well, Hellbats look like they're still going to be able to do some nice damage to some of those Zerglings. And hey, with most of the army cleanup, you could still maybe do a little bit of damage over here.
You could target the
as he
Banelings.
drops in the middle line.
Oh, that was so close. That was clutch.
Wow, that Marauder! That Marauder just tanked like 3 Baneling hits and just barely survived, gets healed back up. He's taking out so many drones over here in Zombie Grub. What is going on?
Penguin thought it was all over. He started droning again. Like, where is his larva? He has 7 larvae. That's not enough to make, like, enough lings.
He doesn't have any more Banelings left over. Oh god, the Zerglings are trying to filter through that middle line. So Journey finally just deciding, okay, you know what? I've done the damage I need to do. He picks up, drops off 1 Marine to go tag the Zolnaga Watchtower, but I can safely say, Zombie Grub, that he's only 6 workers behind now. That was an effective drop.
Yeah. I mean, behind this, all his production was literally finishing as an attack happens. That's kind of why you attack like that. is that the production doesn't quite hit yet. So if you don't deal game-ending damage, we saw it with Heart too, right? And they have
Mhm.
medevacs and they have upgrades over you. If it's not game-ending, you better have really great defense against the medevacs, or you will not win this game with your lack of upgrades and your lack of mutas. It's huge.
Yeah, the crit spread is, I mean, it's like okay right now. It's getting cleaned up, and I feel like after a couple, like maybe with one more scan, the creep is basically going to be receded entirely back to this third expansion. So, that's just one more thing kind of working against Penguin right now. Penguin's trying to take a fourth expansion. I don't actually know. Well, I think he can defend it for now. There's only just 6 units in the medevacs. But still mutilates.
Yeah. Well, the mutas are actually outside of the base. I do not think
Oh,
Journey has predicted. Well, no, he has a couple of missile turrets. One missile turret. Okay. Well, he got a
well,
precautionary
against
missile
6
turret.
mutilates, I think it'll be fine.
Yeah. You can't like you don't have enough damage to even start picking off like reactors or anything like that.
I think that's gonna work out just fine. Because I mean, the thing is, I think Journey knows either at this point you have a lot of Beetles and no Banelings, in which case Journey kind of just does a big push out and kills Penguin because he doesn't have any Banelings, or he's starting to produce more Banelings, and as you can see right now, he doesn't have enough Beetles to actually be scary. So I think either way, Journey's kind of fine in his situation.
I think he's
All
actually
right.
really, really good. He's up by 40 supply when, you definitely want to be up in supply as the Zerg player. His upgrades are really far ahead. He has, I think, an okay Widowmine count. Well, 7 is actually pretty good if they're all with him. So, and Penguin's really relying on a lot of Banelings. 32 right now
Yeah.
with only
This
3
crease rate
Banelings.
actually been decent, but dropping the main base, actually double medevac drop. He's might actually be able to get the infestation pit, stop any kind of lair tech or any extra upgrades from going down. He does get it, lifts off those medevacs, and gonna lose one maybe.
No, he's almost those
Oh my
mutas.
god!
Oh.
mutas!
Whoa. Caught the tail end of the big engagement though, and they did kill a lot of Marines, got some good Baneling hits, but the drops are still going on. One of the naturals still at the third, picks up and goes home.
Oh, Zombie Grub, the mutiles count just got completely reset because, as you were saying, I was focused on that drop, you were focused on the main engagement. The main engagement actually grabbed Penguin's attention too, I think, because he just had those mutiles target fire down on those medevacs, and it did not work out very well. Once again, Journey dropping in the main base, getting fantastic positioning by this mineral line and the gas geyser, and gets incredibly cost-effective